Seg-Way.
Best thing to happen to you on a Thursday.
That's right, recording live in LeBron's backyard.
So we just got to interview someone. I felt like a surrealist piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it felt like it was in a dream.
It was. Listen, this is the first time I think I've ever done this. He has a story in here about doing this show in the middle of nowhere, like a skate park thing. One of the best stories we've heard on the podcast.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's bizarre. So make sure you guys stick around for that. So today's is the perfect fifth, not quite a week 3 VIP. And I know one time in Halloween we did something spooky, but typically perfect fifth Thursday of the month, if there is one, is about music. So we are interviewing Davey Squires, a local musician, today.
He's far out. I think that's the best way to describe him.
I would
far
agree.
out. Yeah.
He's a pianist. He plays drums, singer-songwriter. He does his own thing, Davey Squires music. He's also part of Stimpy's Revenge.
I think he's been in every band.
He's been in every band. He even played for us for like a quick second at an open mic. Great musician, great guy, and super like hands deep into the Northeast Ohio music scene.
Yeah, if you know someone in the music scene, you probably have at least heard of Davey Squires.
Yes, I would concur. So enjoy our interview with Davey Squires. Davey, how's it going, man?
It's definitely going somewhere.
Davey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how geeked out are you right now?
Oh, I'd say a 10.5.
Okay.
I figured that
We'll
out.
get you to 11 by the end.
Yeah, get me up that to 11.
Did you remember you interviewed us?
I can't remember, honestly. You said it was May 1st.
He's like, I don't know who the hell you guys are.
I'm like, when did I interview you guys? I can't even remember.
That's okay.
Oh,
we remember.
Yeah, I remember.
It was like our only interview.
It's like my favorite memory, but that's fine.
I don't know.
It was a Kent.
All right.
I would assume.
Like a what?
What? It was at Kent.
Yes, it was a Kent.
Oh.
Yeah, so how did the Squire Show come about?
It was just an idea, and I saw that Black Squirrel Radio was signing up DJs, so they were sending out an application for that. Not last fall, but the fall of 2018. And I was like, hey, maybe I could do radio. And I signed up, went there and submitted my ideas and stuff, and they liked it, interviewing bands and stuff. Apparently that wasn't a big thing, like getting a band in every week. Some shows would do it every 3 or 4 weeks, but every week was like, whoa, what? No one's ever done that before.
And novel concept. Because I know they had like, oh gosh, what was it called? The Backyard Sessions? Is that?
Yeah.
We're 0 for 2. We have no batting average yet. Didn't even try this. So is that the first time that you've ever been in like, instead of being an interviewee, being like the interviewer, like that type of a forum?
Yeah, that was the first time, and it was very interesting doing it, asking the questions. And
did you go to school for something like that, or what were you at Kent for?
I'm at Kent and still at Kent for music production.
Nice.
Which I take at Stark, and the station's at the main campus, so I have to drive up there every time I do it, but Stark doesn't do any of that radio production stuff. But music production's kind of the closest thing to do there, and the great thing about that is you can take care of the whole bachelor's degree at Kent Stark. Yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand production-wise.
Did you know this? I don't know if you knew. I don't think it matters really. But this is not for our 3rd week interview. This interview is for our 5th week music. Did you know that?
This is the fifth week?
This is going to be our 5th week.
Of music.
Yeah, because like normally we have first week food, 2nd week cinema, 3rd week interview, and then...
week 3 VIP. It's got the rhyme.
And then paraformal. But on the 5th one, sometimes there's a 5th. That's the perfect 5th. And so you're our interview for the perfect 5th. Yeah, not to say you're not a very important person.
You're still a special VIP.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, because when we were doing our week 3 VIPs and interviewing local artists, we kept doing musicians, and people were like, you guys keep interviewing musicians. We were kind of like, maybe we should kind of branch out a little bit. But we already decided when there was a 5th Thursday in a month when we release on Thursdays, we were like, well, let's make it music conversation related. And we had to do it one time because our interview flaked, which, stuff happens. Stuff happens.
No, we're not like, no.
The second time was Halloween, so we kind of made it a special event, which there's a video out, which you guys should watch.
Yeah, that just came out.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it did. At the recording of this episode, it did just come out. But we've been wanting to make that a special time, because there's so many musicians in the Akron area.
Oh, yeah.
So many. This way, we can kind of branch away a little bit. I mean, we'll still have musicians on Week 3 VIP.
You'll vary it. Basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly, yeah.
But there's and because of our past, we know musicians that's our easiest connection.
Yes, exactly.
So this way we can kind of keep the 5th Thursday, if somebody's available, musician based. So you're still interview, still VIP, but this one is gonna be it's our perfect 5th. It's based on music.
I just hadn't realized if we told you that's what this was.
No.
Oh, well,
now I know. Well, I think it's great that you guys are varying the guests. Because that's what I'm trying to do with my show this semester. I'm trying to get more actual like artists in and writers and poets and stuff. Where more theater people too.
Yeah.
I got my first degree in theater.
Oh, really?
I did.
Ooh.
Don't have me on. I'm just saying. I didn't mean to kill the conversation.
No, he's like, hey, turn it off. Cut it, Tyler. So, if somebody's like, hey, are you a musician? And you say yes. You got Stimpy's Revenge.
Yes.
And then you have like your own solo thing. Davey's, is that just Davey Squire music or? Yeah,
that's just Davey Squires music. It's just my solo stuff. Singer-songwriter, play piano, and I sing. Basically.
Gotcha.
Well, lately I've been having Tim Schilling, the saxophonist from Stimpy's Revenge. He's been filling in on saxophone, and I gotta say that's like added a whole dimension to the songs, because it's like, I mean, I'm playing the bass notes and the melody usually, and having that saxophone in, it's just a whole new layer. He can solo over it, he can play chords with me. It just sounds so much better, and lately I've been doing that.
So when you play solo, do you still do the Stimpy's Revenge music, or is it your own music that you have the saxophonist playing on top of your music?
That's my own music.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's cool, because that shows you have a good relationship too with your band, which is always a good, healthy thing.
Yeah. Saxophone is the reason why I have this fun little divot in the front tooth.
Oh, is it the reed? Did the reed get in there?
The mouthpiece. I was in marching band, and so you're marching, and I kept fucking hitting my mouth on the mouthpiece, and it happened a couple of times, and that's why they just like doctor was just like, fuck it.
I've seen people chip tooths that way. Teeth.
Yeah,
chip teeth.
Okay.
Tooths. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is a divot.
If you don't know it's there,
cover that up. Close that mouth.
If you don't know it's there, you don't see it. But yeah, shut your fucking warm mouth, Charlie.
So is it kind of like, if you had to think of it like follow the leader or like in a line, like is it more they're equal? Is Stimpy's like more, what's your primary focus right now, I guess I should say?
I'd say my solo stuff, but I try to make everything I'm in equal. I'm playing with Indre, and then I'm playing with Maddie Indre, the singer-songwriter from Akron.
Right, yeah.
And then I'm playing with Ride the Vibe. I just joined them. I'm doing keys for them. And I'm trying to get all these projects, trying to juggle them. I mean, I'm having fun doing it. If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be doing it. But it's like a juggling act where everything has to be equal. And I kind of take my solo stuff, like it's always in the forefront of my mind. And I'm always practicing it more by default, since it's just me. I can practice whenever I want. But I try to make everything equal in terms of rehearsal and playing out.
That's cool. Because when you have your own music, it's nice because you're like, let's do a show this Saturday, or let's hit this up with Mike. And they're like, oh, I'm busy, or I got to do this. You're like, well, I'll go. I'll do my own thing. So that's always fun. So how long have you been with Ride the Vibe?
I was playing with them early last year, but then I kind of took a break from them. And so I just joined back up with them actually this month.
The craziest thing, and I'm sure you pay attention to this to a certain degree, but they did end for a little bit. There was like a period where they ended. Mm-hmm. And I remember I went back and I looked at their pages, and they were like, month 1, hey guys, thank you, we got 200 followers. Week 3, guys, we're up to 500. Week 6, we're up to 1,000 people. And then they stopped. And then I'm like, oh man, they got to build all that back up again. They're like, we're up to 300 people. Like, what are they doing?
Now they're at almost up to 1,100. Like, Dion kind of took a break, and then he came back like late last year. He was like, hey guys, let's do this. Let's record this. He was always recording his stuff, but he didn't have a band behind him. And then he totally cracked down on it. I said I would join him because Stimpy's hasn't been playing as much as what it was last year. I told him just till the summer. I'm really not sure because anything can happen in terms of gigs and how many gigs I have with a certain project. It's a juggling act, but
that was fun. Just one thing that caught my attention.
Yeah.
It's like the way they grow, and then to see it twice, it's just ridiculous.
Anyway, so
anyway,
how are we supposed to move on?
I'm moving on right now, Charlie.
We're trying to get through this, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through this week, man. It's a Monday, and I don't know what to do.
It is Monday. So I came up here. I was like, Dave, there's a lot about you I don't really know. Like, where are you from?
I'm from Akron. I was born in Akron. I've always been here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So why'd you want...
He's like, English. He's got a file through his notes in his head. He's going through different files.
So
you
went to Stark, Kent State.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's cheap, and they have the best music technology program really around.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Ohio.
Do you plan on staying in Ohio?
Once I graduate, I really want to move out to Denver because I have a lot of connections out there. And
I thought you were gonna say LA. Like you're almost there.
Yeah,
you did just go to California recently too.
I did just shadow out there for a radio station, and I stayed in Denver for about 2 weeks, and my high school friend lives there, and I have a lot of connections with musicians out there. So, and there's a lot more opportunity than here out there. So
absolutely.
So how long have you been playing music?
I started concert band when I was in 5th grade.
What'd you play?
I played percussion.
Nerd.
Oh, okay.
And I was a band nerd, and in 4th grade there was like a instrument pick day where you go to the high school and you choose your instrument if you wanted to be in marching band and concert band in 5th grade or just concert band. And I was like, I just want to annoy my parents, so choose drums, be really loud. And so I've stuck with it ever since. I still do drum set.
Is that how you learn piano?
Yeah, the mallet instruments carry over. And I've been doing piano for about, say, 5 years now. And when I started, I wasn't like, I knew the notes and chords and all that, but I wasn't like fluent in the finger positions and stuff. But now, after practicing it up so long, you build dexterity, and playing longer and doing 16th notes up the keyboard always helps. And so I've been doing that for about 5 years.
Do you typically play piano or keyboard?
If they have a baby grand, I use it. Yeah. I love playing concert grands, baby grands. I do have a Korg Cross keyboard that I carry around too. It's weighted keys and all that.
That means nothing to me.
I know, right?
I'm like,
you're like keyboard or piano. I'm like, isn't that the same fucking thing? I guess it's not.
I mean, if you want, I thought you meant acoustic piano. Like
yeah. Like a grand piano versus like a digital electronic keyboard.
I always prefer it when it's there, and I always try to play at places that, like the Brothers Lounge in Cleveland, that has a baby grand up on the stage, and I love playing it. They keep it tuned, and it sounds awesome. And I always prefer the feel of an actual acoustic piano. A weighted keyboard, that's really good. Like all the music nerds will know what Korg is as a keyboard brand, and they're a really great brand. I'm not getting a sponsorship from them at all. Don't think that's the case. But yeah, it's a great keyboard for that. But I always prefer an acoustic keyboard or piano, I guess.
They're interchangeable.
Whatever.
In my mind, they're interchangeable. But I'm like, that's not my thing. So I wouldn't want to offend somebody in saying it's all the same shit.
No, they're interchangeable.
Okay, he said it, not us. What's your relationship with the Outpost? And I'm only asking you this because every time that we've been there, you've been there. So just asking.
I'm kind of good friends with. Well, I haven't been there for a while actually.
Neither we.
The booking guy used to be Jesse Fetty, and I'm pretty good friends with him from Dynamo Love and all that. And we used to Ride the Vibe, especially would book shows with them. Stimpy would book shows with them. But ever since they got a new guy, I think his name's Sean. But ever since they got the new guy, I haven't been back. I'm hoping to be back soon. Actually, Drake Bell's going to be at the Outpost.
I heard about that.
And I might go to that because I went to the Grog Shop up in Cleveland when he was there.
Yeah.
And he was at the Odeon like it's a couple years ago. I think I've seen Drake Bell every year for the past 2 years. Wow. I didn't know that until I said it right now. Okay.
They should have Josh up there, but then have Drake put his arms around him and play the guitar.
Help me, brother.
Was it? So does he put on a good show, or is it just like, hey, I'm Drake, guys?
It's all acoustic, and he does his classic. He does mostly Latino music now.
Really?
He also does his classic songs from like his mid 2000s Drake and Josh type thing.
What are some Drake Bell classic songs?
Dude, like Highway to Nowhere, I Found a Way.
Yes,
theme song
I know.
Drake
I found
and Josh.
Does he still play that?
Yeah,
like unironically.
That's his encore.
Oh my gosh,
it's amazing. No, he does it. Really, he's a great guitarist.
So, because I feel like because he was young, he was like 18 or 21 when that show came out, and I feel like when you get older, you try and like separate.
No,
he embraces it.
Yeah, he embraces it.
I feel like I'm staring into the void right now.
Did you watch Drake and Josh?
Yeah, I guess.
You guess, or you? What do you wait? Where are you at?
Game Sphere?
No.
Yeah, that's
What?
Game Sphere.
What is that? Oh, this.
Yeah.
It's spherical.
It's spherical. Spherical.
Have a good day. Don't tell me what to do.
Did you guys watch iCarly?
Yeah, man.
No, I did not.
What? I was just at the. I mean, me neither. I was just at the border of like that was like the last string of shows that was it.
Yeah, I watched the first probably 3 seasons of iCarly, and then after that, I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the I am too old for this shit.
It's a classic.
Mr. Pokemon over there is trying to act like he's too cool for iCarly.
What?
I mean,
you mean this Pokemon tattoo?
Yeah.
What tattoo
Dude,
is it?
Spencer was hilarious.
It's a salad.
Oh my gosh. The Johto?
I don't know the region. I know it's Diamond, Pearl.
I think that's Johto. Yeah, it's Johto.
Sapphire. No, that's the second.
Hoenn?
No, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Trying to get the bottom of this.
So who are your biggest inspirations that led you into music in 5th grade?
Santa Claus.
My contraband director.
the Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus. Yeah.
Drake Bell.
Drake. Actually, maybe. I mean, that show was
Okay,
going while I was...
let's not say in 5th grade. Let's say in like the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah,
like,
who's been like, Davey, pick up the keyboard. Who is that to you? Like,
and he was like, keyboard or piano? He's like, it doesn't fucking matter, bro.
It doesn't matter at all. I listen to a lot of jazz fusion. Locally, the Acid Cats, I listen to them all the time. Steely Dan, Miles Davis, Alan Parsons, Donald Fagen, his solo stuff. A lot of jazz fusion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Billy Joel.
Okay, I heard him.
Some Elton John.
That's the Piano Man.
Metheny. Yeah, a lot of jazz fusion guys.
Okay.
I'm listening to right now.
You ever see Whiplash?
No.
Well, you should watch Whiplash.
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I've heard
Cringy, man.
What?
J.K. Simmons.
No, not bad.
Oh,
I
no,
mean, like
it's
tense,
Oh,
like
it's so
cringy,
fucking...
like oh, this is awkward, like not
you
bad.
need to see Whiplash. Like, go home, do a bowl, watch it.
All right.
Yeah,
I will do it.
So you said you listened to the Lauren podcast, so this should sound familiar. But I really like this question. So if you had a show lineup, so you were opening, and then it was 2 other musicians playing together, what would be your perfect lineup? And you have to open because you got to give them the credit.
Exactly. Well, it would take place at Red Rocks.
Oh my god!
Because I love Red Rocks.
I went to the Gorge Amphitheater in Washington, which is the only one that is like a step below Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Dude, Rise Against, Anti-Flag, and AFI
Ooh,
played at Red Rocks.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
it's in Colorado. The rocks are beautiful red, but it's like small. Like it can only fit about 7,000, 8,000 people.
But the acoustics are amazing.
The rocks are the acoustics. Like the sound in there. There's a Mumford & Sons, a video that you have to listen to from there. It is just, dude, there's no better venue in the entire United States, in my opinion.
But it would take place at Red Rocks, and I would say the original lineup of Steely Dan and Chicago.
Man.
I would say those 2 original lineups and everything. Like
I would come
and
leave after you. I'm just kidding. I'm at Red Rocks.
What did Chicago play?
Like
25-64.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
if you leave me now.
I feel like you're just like saying lines to me. Like I'm
No,
supposed to know what they are.
Here, let me paint a picture for Red Rocks for you. Red Rocks is heaven, and Denver's airport is hell.
Yeah, it's
Denver
like
Airport is the fucking Illuminati
That's
base.
what I'm saying. Red Rocks, heaven, airport, hell.
There's a basement to the Denver Airport.
That's where they fucking play the Grays.
Okay, I'm gonna use
Yeah.
the Grays comment there.
Yeah.
Perfect transition. So Stimpy's Revenge has that like alien theme.
Yes.
Is that just like a joke, or is there like an underlying like paranormal conspiracy thing happening?
Well, I'm afraid I can't say.
You could speak for yourself, I guess. You can't speak for the band. Have you been with the band since 2013?
Since 2018.
Okay.
They started 5 years before that.
And the alien was already there, so you joined after the alien.
Yeah, it was kind of it was brought on by Cletus, our drummer. He's really into UFO and sci-fi and alien stuff. But the name Stimpy's Revenge, Ryan, I think, our lead guitarist, he had a Chihuahua named Stimpy, and it would all. I think Cletus had this cat. I keep forgetting the story. It was told to me like 2 years ago.
Dude, nobody listens. You're fine.
But Stimpy would always get the revenge on the cat, and there's a whole thing. They could tell it to you better, but that's the gist of it.
I feel like it's our due diligence. Are you an alien or? You have to think about it.
Yes.
I was born in Zeta Reticuli.
See,
I was born in Jupiter.
For transparency, this episode is coming out directly after our episode where we're talking about gray aliens.
It is.
So that was the fit.
I am an alien.
Perfect.
Oh, okay, cool.
That dude, who would have thought?
Tall, thin, white.
Look at us.
Yes.
Who would have thought?
Yep.
Who would have thunk?
So you just went out to Colorado?
Yes.
Well, actually, was it over the summer you went out? Like you posted a bunch of stuff on Instagram.
It was at the end of I went out at the end of September, and then I stayed through October and into November.
So was that like? Did you have a good time? Did you just go on a bunch of hikes?
Oh, it was great. I went to all these national parks. I went to the Rocky Mountain National Park, and I went to Utah. It's so beautiful out there.
What's in Utah?
Salt Lake City.
Mormons.
Yes.
Salt Lake
Yes.
City.
Mormons are out there. Did you run into any Mormons?
I didn't. Did I ride any
No,
Mormons?
did you run into any? Did you ride any Mormons? I don't
there might have
know.
been someone
He heard
on
that
the
doorbell
highway.
ring.
Did you get married to a man? Like, are you one of his concubines?
He's out in Utah. Yeah, he's doing pretty well.
I've heard that Utah is very, very underrated as a state.
It's so beautiful out there.
I rate that number 50. Honestly,
really?
I don't know.
You're in North Dakota, huh?
It's beautiful.
New Hampshire,
South
which
Dakota?
isn't real.
Yeah.
Come on, Idaho.
Idaho has Dan
I
Cummins.
learned where Idaho is.
Idaho has Dan
Potato.
Cummins in it. I like Dan Cummins.
Potatoes.
Well, yeah,
No,
there's that too.
It's beautiful out there, though. I mean,
Alabama.
It's so beautiful.
You're gonna tell me Utah is worse than Alabama?
49.
Dude, people in Alabama can't spell Alabama. You're gonna tell me
Utah 49.
Iowa?
Okay.
No, Iowa's pretty cool too.
Iowa Caucus and the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes.
What?
It's a football team.
The hot guys.
Hawk guys.
Hawk-
Hawkeyes, not guys.
Hot guys.
Oh, Hawkeye.
Yeah, the
guys?
Hawkeye.
From the superhero thing.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
also the
the
football
arrow, the Green Lantern.
team. The arrow of Marvel. Yes. What the fuck are we talking about?
So you're going for music production.
Yes.
Okay, so is the music production okay, so you have being a DJ, interviewing bands. You have music yourself, and then you have music production. Is this something you want to intertwine, or if you could put any number you want and only interview and be a DJ, would that satisfy you, or do you need to be creating music, performing music?
I want to do that. I'm never going to stop creating new music. I really enjoy it. I've enjoyed it my entire life. Music production, I love it just as much. And I would love to do both at the same time. I'm really interested in the technology behind music, i.e. mics and DAWs and stuff and all this jargon I could probably start talking about and nobody would get. But I would love to do both at the same time, and I don't care as much money. I don't care about the costs or whatever. I just love doing it.
What is your songwriting process?
It really depends on the song. I get a lot of inspiration from both bands but also myself and different things I've been through. And I don't really have like a default process. Sometimes I write chords first. Sometimes I write poems. It's usually I write lyrics first and poems and see what chords fit with them. Sometimes I just jam on a lick and a progression and kind of work out that way.
That seems to be the common thing where people don't have a set way of doing it, which I think makes sense. It's a creative process.
Yeah, you shouldn't try to force anything either. A lot of people who are into making money off music and just they totally lose the creative side of it.
Formulas and stuff.
Yeah, they depend on someone to write their own lyrics, or they depend on people to come up with the progressions. But I think they shouldn't force. I think true music comes from the heart, and it's not forced. It comes to you, and which is the problem with me, because usually they usually come to me when I'm driving and I can't have anything to write down. So I end up like getting a piece of paper out of the back of the back seat, and while I'm driving, on the wheel, trying not to press on the horn.
You should use your voice notes or whatever it is on your phone and like either sing it or hum it. I've done that before on a car. I've
done that, and it works too.
One time, Charlie wrote music, and I was trying to find like a melody to sing over top of it. And I had my phone, and I had because I used to drive Meals on Wheels, so I had my phone and I had my iPod. Yeah. So I recorded it. I sent it to my iPod so I could play it through my car, not through my phone. And then while I was playing in my car through my iPod, I used my phone recording to sing over top and try and it was.
Wow!
It was easier than just because I forget. I get home, I'm like, oh, I'll remember that, and I get home, I'm like, oh man, what was that melody?
I think I'm gonna remember it, but usually I don't remember the whole thought. Like, I don't remember the whole thing.
Dude showers too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You guys sing in the shower?
Yeah. Well, sometimes. Do you sing in the shower?
Not anymore. I just kind of stand there.
You're retired.
Dude, let the water just rain down.
Nobody will be offended if you take that Ed Sheeran poster and put it in the shower, so you have something.
Then I get all wet.
You have to frame it so it won't get wet.
You don't want him to get all wet.
I mean,
wait a minute.
He's a big Ed Sheeran guy.
How big of a poster? Are we talking?
It's a poster.
Sizable.
It's a poster.
Oh, you put it on the ceiling?
If you flip our whiteboard, if you flip our whiteboard vertically, it's probably about that big.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You can put that on the ceiling.
Look up. You can see every red strand of hair.
Ooh.
It's more of a black and white kind of deal.
HD.
I'm colorblind. I don't know shit, dude. I'm just faking it till I make it, dude. In life.
I saw that you had a gig out of state recently. Are you going to have one? Are you trying to make like a tour out of that?
Mm-hmm. I'm in late July. I'm going out to Denver. My friend's dad is getting married.
Okay.
And I am going to be singing at the wedding, and it's going to take place in Denver. So I'm trying to put tour dates around it, and I'm actually I have a date out in Boulder, but I'm going to get 2 more dates in Denver here soon. We're finished wrapping up that. But Are
you going yourself, or are you bringing the whole band?
I'm just doing it myself.
Yeah.
So
get a DIY thing at Red Rocks.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, I could bring my melodica and just play there.
You brought it up and I didn't even ask. Have you been to Red Rocks?
Yep.
Who'd you see there?
I didn't see anybody.
You just like toured it or whatever.
Yeah, I went on the stage.
I went up there, like the rocks, like the rocks.
Yeah, touch them.
Yeah. People run up and down the stairs. Like, people always exercise around there.
Yeah, fit people.
Oh. There's like a trail that goes around it and all that.
Have you heard of the Gorge in Washington?
I thought you said child that goes around there.
There's
a child that runs around Red Rocks every day.
Ghost child that runs around.
It's an alien. Dude, that's the appeal to me of the Southwest. Besides the weather, it's like all the aliens are out there. Check out the Gorge. Like, get a chance. I saw Dave Matthews there in a 3-day stint. I think last Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
But they got like beautiful rocks. It's not Red Rocks.
Yeah.
But it's still got like a river and beautiful scenery. In my opinion, it's second place. Well, we were talking about something before we went back to Red Rocks.
Tour?
Yes. You can cut whatever you need from this. But do you have anything else about playing in Denver?
I'm just setting up two dates in Denver. I'm gonna have more dates out, and I'm gonna actually post them later in the spring. Yeah, I have a date in Boulder, and I've been contacting venues across the whole Midwest. So I'm leading it up to the wedding, and then after that I'm gonna tour it. And I'm actually thinking of going down to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and getting a date there. Yes, you're Breaking Bad.
That's the fee to get in. Actually, That's the toll.
Okay,
that's the of going there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do a show there. I went to a couple open mics around Albuquerque and Los Luna, which is just south of there on I-25. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing a date down there and then coming back up and going back to Ohio.
Nice.
So I've never been to Denver, but to me, like, downtown Denver still feels kind of like the woods. That's just in my head. Is that accurate at all?
There's not that many. It's not a forest. That's what you're saying.
It's like a city built in the trees. That's how it feels like.
Did you see at least one tree when you were there?
There were trees.
All right. Yeah,
there were trees.
You're right, man.
There was also grass and bushes and flowers.
A bird, maybe?
There might have been a couple birds.
Birds are high there.
A couple Broncos.
They're old. They're old now, like Peyton. So, okay. What if, in 5th grade, when you were first trying out your instruments, if somebody would have said, hey,
Hey,
in 2019, you're going to play Brooklyn, what would you have said?
I don't know. 5th grade me was kind of awkward, so he probably would have been like, "Who are you, strange voice?
Are you an alien?
Are you an alien? Are you my dad?"
I respect that.
So how was the East Coast tour?
It was great. We get a lot of team bonding. Stimpy's Revenge group is 150% more bonded now than before the tour. And
did you guys like make love, or I don't know where you're
That's
going.
what it sounds like to
we
me.
slept in the RV
We saw each
together.
other making.
We did cuddle for a long time.
Yeah.
So maybe this is me and just in my mind, but like when I think of like if I were to perform or we would do things in certain places and it would be surreal to me, like New York City and Brooklyn would be one to me. Was it that way to you, or was it just another city?
It was actually quite a trip getting there. We took the RV, which we call the mothership, and
Of course.
taking that into Brooklyn is horrible.
Only imagine.
I drove separately, so I just
Yeah.
went through the tunnel, and right there, I was there. They had to go around into New Jersey and take the Washington Bridge over. Like that's like an hour and 45-minute detour. Plus, you're driving an RV, so props to Cletus for doing that. He is a hero, and it was insane. Like, they had to turn around at the tunnel, and I was like, oh my gosh.
What was the reception like there? Were people like, "Oh, this is cool," or maybe are people in Brooklyn not as receptive as maybe here in Akron?
People were pretty receptive. This Spanish band opened up for us, and they sang everything in Spanish, and I don't know Spanish too well, but they were really good. They were a metal group.
It just sounded like The Sims to him.
I know.
You put The Sims to the metal channel in the game, and he's like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
Yeah,
I feel like cleaning and learning something real quick.
but they were pretty receptive. They thought we were really interesting. We parked the RV like on this like the road was like only like 10 feet wide, and so we parked it like right by the curb, and we were right below a sewer or right above a sewer, so everything just smelled like straight
Sewer.
gas.
That sounds like New York to me, also.
Yeah, everything just smelled like gas the whole time.
You know, it's interesting because that also sounds like my fantasy. So,
Ooh, lots of gas. Very gassy, Charlie, are we?
yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna cut that.
No, you gotta keep that in
Are
there.
you going to cut the cheese?
Anyway,
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us your most memorable moment that you've had while performing.
So, at this time, I was with Land of Panda, which was the group I was with before Stimpy's. I played with them 2017 and early 2018. And I think it was around Halloween of 2017. And we played at this place called Skatetopia, which was a level on Tony Hawk's Underground for the Game Boy. And
So you played in a video game?
basically,
Okay.
not in the game, but
The craziest moment, the graphics were just terrible.
everything was 8-bit and it was horrible. I don't know where I was going. But yeah, we played at this place called Skatetopia, and I don't know how Bree J got this gig. I don't know who he talked to, but we got it, and it was like this all-nighter festival, and our slot was like at 2 a.m.
whoa.
And the place, it was in the middle of nowhere. It was in Rutland, Ohio.
Was there anybody there
There were people there.
at 2 a.m.?
There were people there. Their minds, though,
Okay.
they were all cranked out. and
Physically there,
stuff.
mentally
Yeah.
checked out.
Yes, they were nuts, to say the least. But we played this 2 a.m. slot, and I drove separately from the band. I drove with Derek, one of Bree J's friends, and we get there, and at the entrance, there's just these 2 Confederate flags hanging at the entrance.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, oh my god. Okay. And at this point, I'm using my GPS. I don't have service. Everything's pitch black. And we go down this sketchy dirt road. And we get there, and there's that. I'm like, okay.
What's this called? Rutland?
Rutland, Ohio.
Yeah, that's what you
That
gotta say.
sounds
About
about right,
Rutland.
Total, yeah.
Confederate
Yeah,
flag.
It was like
you gotta
right
put a gruff into it.
right at the border of West Virginia.
Yeah.
Like,
Rutland,
okay.
Ohio.
yeah. So we get there, and they're like, hey, you guys want to donate to the venue? And I'm like, okay, I'll donate $1.
Like, wait, are you guys supposed to pay us?
Yeah, but I don't know if we got paid. I don't think we got paid.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
It doesn't sound like it.
But the people at the gate were so nice, and I was like, okay, I don't know, okay. so I'm driving my Jeep up this like 10% grade hill that like straight up. I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna get up here, and then it's like, so we get up there and we get to the stage, and it's on the second floor of this barn with the whole wall just cut out. And in the middle of the barn, there's this bowl that goes down 2 floors. So everybody's skating. It's like 2 a.m., man. Everybody's skating, doing kickflips. I'm like, oh my God, where am I?
Yeah.
And on the side, there's this stage. And it's pretty big stage. There's no wall behind the stage. And I'm playing drums. The drums are raised up, but there's no wall behind me. So like, if I even scoot as much as like 3 inches back,
you're gone.
I'm done. I'm dropping 2 stories down.
They should have like a ramp for you on your.
I should have my throne on wheels, so I'm just scooting back.
Yeah.
But that it was nuts. We played the gig. They loved us. They were a metal like mosh group. People were moshing to our funk music. I was like, oh,
how long was your set?
Like an hour. We played till 3.
That's pretty sweet.
But I had work at like 6 a.m.
Oh my God.
Next morning.
Oh, that's gross.
And I was like, I haven't slept. I don't know what's life. But that was like the first gig I've ever had that like, I was like, all right, this is really weird, but really cool. And I'm glad they like us.
Yeah.
We still didn't get paid though.
Sounds crazy, man. So what are you working on now?
I'm working on my second full-length album. I'm taking some songs from my debut album and some of the songs I did back in 2016 and kind of revamping them, adding more keyboard parts to them, and I'm kind of reworking some of the songs that came out on my debut album, Fiction. But I'm reworking those, and so that's probably going to make up a good portion of the album. And then I'm going to throw in a couple of new songs on there as well. So it's kind of like a rehashing of what people have already heard, mixed with some older stuff that I'm reworking, and mixed with some new stuff.
What's the album called?
I'm thinking about calling it Revised Horizons, because it's a revision. Most of it's a revision, and I like Horizons. You know,
it rolls off the
future.
tongue well.
Yeah.
So on this album Fiction that you have out, who did the art for the cover?
My tattoo friend Erica Rose, she did the actual picture of me. As for the background and the font, I did that through Photoshop and layering techniques and stuff. And I've been taking Photoshop classes for about 1.5 years now.
Yeah.
Some Linda courses online.
Nice.
And yeah, I made the background in the front, and then I did the whole entire backside of the album.
What about the art that's on the actual CD?
Wait, what do you mean?
This.
Oh, the actual that was all me too.
Oh yeah.
I mixed some reds and blues and
that's very cool.
Called it art.
No, it's very cool.
Do you produce your own music, or do you send it somewhere else to get mixed and everything?
I for Fiction, my good friend from Pistol Whip, Alex Tortorella, he mastered it and mixed it all. But as for recording some of the parts, I did some of the parts at home. I did some of the drum parts at the Akron Recording Company. I'm really good friends with Ben there, and they're awesome. And for some of the drum parts, like half truths, I did totally Akron Recording Company as well as the Western Mile. For the rest of them, it's kind of a combination of between doing it at my house, and then Alex did some of the guitar parts at his house and then mixed it in. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a combination of different studios and places.
What was the guy's name that? Like Tortelloni or something?
Tortorella.
Tortorella?
Yeah, Tortorella.
Okay, if Tortorella, if you ordered Tortorella and you had no description, would you assume it was a red sauce pasta, or would you assume it's a white sauce pasta?
That is a cream stuffed pasta.
So you think it's cream? You think white?
White sauce.
I like white sauce.
Alfredo?
Better. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
There's some wine in there. There's some garlic. There's some Parmesan. It's a good dish.
Red wine with that Tortorella?
What software do you use when you produce?
I use Logic.
Okay.
But I'm also familiar with Pro Tools, but it's too expensive for me. So
yeah. We, as you can see right now, we're using GarageBand.
Nice.
It's nice and simple.
Hey, it's all reliable.
You're right, and it's free on the Mac. So, and it sounds good, right? You guys would agree, right?
Yeah.
If you guys don't think it sounds good, let me hear you. Oh, I guess it sounds good.
I can hear my voice.
That's all that matters. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Warming up is always good.
That should be everybody's pre-show ritual.
But,
hopefully.
After I warm up, I usually crack a cold one with the boys.
Oh, okay.
So
that doesn't affect your voice at all?
Not you. Actually, surprisingly, mixed drinks are better for my voice.
Wow.
I've found that.
Yeah, you know why? It lets there be traction. There's traction on it.
He was trying to convince me that before a show, drinking Coca-Cola is fine because it has traction.
Gives your voice traction.
Instead of lubrication,
I like
traction.
I like drinking Long Islands before shows because I like the fruitiness of it.
My voice is a wimp, so I would always have tea with maybe that vocalese stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I have more wimpy voice than usual.
Throat coat.
I like to drink.
I like throat coat.
Yeah, just some water.
I just like to drink.
I like to drink.
I like liquid,
Some Bush Diesel.
So, Davey, you have a... I hope you don't mind if I ask this.
I'm going to mind.
Well, I'm not going to ask.
That's fine.
Then.
You can ask.
All right. So, you have a persona. Yeah, I would say that.
I wear velvet sometimes. People call me Davey Velvet. I have this velvet robe I sometimes wear when I'm playing.
No shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that lends that to the question then.
We didn't get the honor. We didn't get the honor of the velvet. We just got the tie-dye.
I didn't bring it to the open mic. Actually, wait. Hold on. I have my tie-dye socks on.
I noticed.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah.
And your
is that
rainbow
weird
hat,
that we noticed that?
No, they're very
bright.
vibrant.
Okay.
Yeah, bright colors.
And
There was something shining in my face down there. I was wondering what it was.
Whoa,
They're mostly wearing black, to be
I
honest.
thought I dropped my phone. It's just a sock.
It's just my socks.
Like, we all have black t-shirts on.
Well, mine's blue, isn't it? I mean, I'm colorblind, but
No.
Is it black?
is it blue?
Oh, it's not blue.
I must be colorblind because that looks black. Is that black or blue?
It's 100% black.
Is mine blue? No, mine's black.
Wait, hold
I
on.
got
a
this
second.
mine.
We're getting
Self-doubt now.
This is black.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's black. Wait,
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
a dark purple?
Man, I bought it. I wouldn't have bought it if I knew it was black. I thought it was blue.
Wait, do you not?
Damn it.
Maybe in the
do you
sunlight
Do you
it's
not?
not. I'm
were
just
you
messing
looking
around.
for blue? Shirt?
Dude, this shirt was $3 at Old Navy. See this place it's saying Arizona? This place?
Hey.
I've never been there.
Arizona?
This is a $3 shirt. I have been to Arizona. Have not been here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
$3.
Wait, what is it?
Yeah, what does it say?
It says
Vermilion?
clip.
No idea where that is.
I've been to Sedona.
I've been to Yuma.
Yeah.
Tucson, Phoenix.
What do you rate? So wait, what do you rate Arizona? If Utah's 49, where's Arizona?
47.
Really? What states do you like?
What's your top 5?
My top 5
Yeah,
states?
top 5 states right now. Interview on you.
Yeah.
All right.
Go.
Nebraska. Number 1 state is New York. Number 2 state's California.
So you like places where you can't breathe too good. Like
Yeah.
you like that
What
smog.
about the housing prices?
I'm just going off appeal. I'm not going off like tax brackets and shit.
He wants where as a theater major where he can go. And...
I like New York and Los Angeles, and I like I don't know, Pennsylvania. I guess is fine.
I
3?
hate driving through Pennsylvania, though.
It's kind of hilly, and
Very boring.
Florida's pretty cool. And then I don't know, Seattle, so Oregon.
Well,
is that
that was a good try.
Washington, Seattle. Oh my god,
I like Washington. I love it. Oh man, I visited the saguaro cactuses
No,
down
saguaro.
there. Yeah,
Nice.
it's beautiful.
You had a question. I'm sorry.
I did.
What happened?
His persona.
What
It was about his persona.
So persona,
my
like,
velvet.
are you? So, I don't want to be offensive.
I don't care.
On stage, do you have like a presence that you try to like project?
Not really. I really try to get into the music, and sometimes I make faces, especially while drumming.
Mm-hmm.
I love to get inside the music, and like when someone hits a really minor chord, or really jazzy 9 chord or something, I make that face. I'm like, ooh, that's a nice chord. But as for like a planned persona, not really. Sometimes I wear wacky clothes, velvet.
Yeah, like we obviously, you wear
Yeah.
like bright clothes and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, persona, I don't really like to build myself up as hey, I'm this guy. I don't really go there because it's like
I'm Davey Squires, but like
yeah, I'm Davey Squires, but I'm whatever comes at that moment.
So Hookahville 51. The hell is that?
Ooh, dude, that's acoustic hookahs, which they're a folk band.
They play the hookahs?
They play the hookahs. They're really, I would check
They never
them
get
out.
to the music. They just keep going, man.
They play the hookahs. They play on the hookahs. No, that's their festival. They had it down in, I think, was it Bucyrus, or It was down near Columbus. And that was their festival, and Stimpy's Revenge played there, and it was a great time. And yeah, that's their festival. They're a great band.
Okay.
Acoustic Huga is a really great band. We're actually going to be playing with them this summer. We're going to be opening for them at Coyote Grove, I think.
Never heard of it.
Out
Sounds
west.
cool though.
It
sounds like it's west.
It's a festival ground out in Central Ohio. But yeah, they're a really great band. I would check them out. If you have not checked them out, would. Great band.
Good plug.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, what's something about performing or booking a show that now is just kind of like routine and seems obvious, where somebody who maybe hasn't, jumped into the DIY scene or something they might not even consider happens behind the scenes?
In terms of booking
performing, in not like in relation to you, like not like what you think is a good answer, like from your experience, like maybe before you started playing out or booking your own shows, like what's something that you wouldn't have even considered, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people, there's not a lot of people that listen to the podcast, but a lot of people that do aren't musicians. So I try, it's because everybody knows music, everybody knows shows, but like that, I like to get little touches behind the scenes that maybe they aren't thinking about, or even we aren't thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Really, the thing I didn't really think about before is the connections that you have to get with. And when you're booking a venue or when you're playing a DIY show, you got to check up on the musician. And if you are the musician, you got to send them all the info and stuff. And really, when you're booking different shows, what I found, what always works for me universally, no matter if I'm booking in Colorado or if I'm booking in Ohio, just sending them, being, first of all, nice to them.
Yeah.
Being like asking them first, like, how are you doing today? Like, how's the business going? That can go a long way. If you email them and that's the first sentence, that can go a long way. Because it's not like, hey, I want to book a show and you got to press them for a show date. You want to work with them and you want to get into their personal lives as well. But don't be too personal to the point where you're just like, how's your kids doing? How are the kids doing?
How's your kids in the elementary school that I know they go to?
I didn't research you on
I'm I'm left-handed too.
I don't know how you find that out. You have to stalk
pictures.
Do you have any type of social media strategy or anything, or do you just, like, what's your game plan? Like, I have a show coming up, I want people to come. What do you do?
I post it everywhere on my obviously Instagram and Facebook and all that. And I also try to message people personally saying to come to this. Messaging people personally and doing personal things like that, it also goes a long way to getting people to go to your shows.
Yeah.
And that's just something I never thought about before. Like, everybody in the audience sees the final product of what a show is and can be. And I've seen great shows I've been a part of. I've seen terrible shows I've been a part of, but I've been part of all of them, and that's the experience. And the audience members just don't see that. They don't see the communication that goes into it, the planning that goes back sometimes months. I've had shows where I've planned back 6 months before. Like the tour that I did with Stimpy's last year, it was planned 6 or 7 months in advance. When you're doing something that big out of state, you need to plan that far back. And sometimes I was so ahead of the game, I guess, that the venues were like, hey, we need to wait 2 or 3 months before we book this month. You want to be that prepared and that ahead of the game when it comes to booking something that big. But yeah, that's just something I never considered because, before I started getting into the Akron music scene and Northeast Ohio music scene and started playing out, I've always been an audience member, and I was just like, this is a really nice show. And I always thought it was easier than it actually was until I started booking.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you battle that feeling where it's like, if you're going to personally message someone, like, they don't care. I'm bothering them. They don't want to come. How do you get past that? Because speaking from my experience, and I know Charlie and I are similar in this, where it's like, man, I don't want to bother them, or they probably don't care. Like, how do you get past that?
This might sound bad, but you got to prepare for failure when it comes to that, especially when you're starting out. I've had a lot of people on the Squire Show that are just starting out, and I always tell them, I'm like, hey, you got to be prepared for failure. When you're asking a bigger venue, especially a paying venue up in Cleveland or in Denver or in LA, you got to be prepared for them to say, hey, your music is terrible. You got to be prepared for that. I mean, and that's how you build up to being better, and that's how you build up to being getting bigger venues and bigger paying gigs. So you just got to be prepared for that. And when it comes, you just got to keep going. Like, you can't stop. There's a lot of times still when I'm just like, I don't want to do this because I know nothing will come about it. But something always comes from going out and doing something. There's always as long as you put energy into it, you're going to get something out of it. And that's just the big thing, especially when people start out.
Right. It's just kind of breaking past that like barrier of like, people don't care, I'm not good enough. Or it's like always postponing until you're ready because you're never going to be ready.
Yeah.
Like just doing it.
Yeah. And getting everybody everybody involved. A lot of bands. I love to work with everybody in the scene. Like I've worked with people at the Sonnet's Coffee Shop in Wadsworth. I play with Lauren Brabson. Mm-hmm. You had her on show. You know, I especially at open mics, I try to bring my congas and try to play with as many people as possible.
You played with us one time, randomly. Yeah, it was awesome.
And like, that builds connections, like, in the scene. Like, I mean, it's easier for me because I'm a percussionist. I can just go up there and tap on my congas and be like, I don't have to be like, hey, what chord's this going to? But yeah, I try my best to play with everybody as much as possible just to build up connection, and getting to know people at open mics definitely helps. So yeah, for anybody in the music scene that's just starting out, I'd suggest going to open mics. There's a lot of great pages on Facebook that have open mics.
Okay, so I see your necklace. Are you... is it the Om, right?
Yeah.
Are you like a practicing Buddhist or no?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering if
This is also an enlightenment symbol on my arm. This is just an Animal Crossing leaf.
I was going to ask... my other question is, like, so how many tattoos do you have, and what do they mean to you?
Just these 3 on my arms. This is a Sagittarius symbol. I'm obviously Sagittarius. Mm-hmm. I'm a big believer in space. I'm an alien, so that's why.
It's your home.
But Sagittarius is... And I'm also left-handed.
No. So like you're like that one guy's kid. I'm assuming shame on me for assuming he was a guy for the booking agent's child.
That's
right. The venue's child.
And then this is just a Buddhist enlightenment symbol. I love the design of it. That's why, like, I love working with chakras and stuff and learning about different spiritual stuff. I'm not a practicing Buddhist, but I like the design. I'm sure if I go to India, they'll be like, what is that on your arm? You're not practicing anything. It's like, oh, I like design. And they'll probably scowl at me or something.
So can I get a burger around here?
Yeah. Can I get a burger? Where's McDonald's? But and then this one's just an Animal Crossing leaf with tie-dye on it. I love Animal Crossing. It is one of my favorite Nintendo games to play. When I got my first copy for GameCube, oh, it was so good. I played it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's amazing. I love it.
Those were my 2 questions.
There we go.
So this is gonna be kind of weirdly sandwiched, but between that. But so how has the Akron like music community treated you, and what are some of your favorite venues in Akron?
I love the Akron music scene. It's the only music scene that's better, I think. Are we just saying Akron or Northeast Ohio, or
just Northeast Ohio? I feel like Akron is the one that I am the most familiar with, but I know obviously Cleveland's huge, Youngstown's there, Kent's there.
Yeah, the Northeast Ohio music scene's amazing. I put it second to Denver's music scene, and like really the northern half of Colorado's music scene's amazing. Well,
you're an alien Illuminati, so you kind of have to say that.
Yeah, literally. But I love it. The musicians here, the artists, and how everybody can get together, how everybody knows each other. Not just like in Akron, but a lot of people in Akron know a lot of people in Cleveland, and vice versa. And a lot of people know people from Athens and Kent and even Columbus. And how it's like a tight-knit group, but at the same time, there's so many of us. It's like we all know each other, but there's a lot of us. But my favorite venues, I love the Grog Shop. I'm going to be playing there soon. I'll mention that later.
Yeah, shout that out later. I saw Tim McElrath from Rise Against play an acoustic show there one time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so good.
Oh, yeah, it's a great venue. And then I love Musica in Akron. I'm going to be playing there later, too.
You like all these... Okay, I see the trend. I see the pattern.
I'm trying to turn them in. But I love coffee shops, too. There's so many great coffee shops in the area. The Cave in Barberton, Sonnet's in Wadsworth, even up in Cleveland in Lakewood, there's a cafe called the Root Cafe, and they don't have an open mic, but they have musicians on the weekends, and they make the best coffee in Cleveland, I think. And,
oh wow! And we went to a place in Massillon that was really good. It was like, do you remember? You know what I'm talking about? It's like the Massillon Coffee Co. or the Massillon You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about though, right? Like I'm maybe not the name, but you know
Tremont.
Mm-hmm. Yes. See,
yes.
Yeah. That it wasn't you was gears turning. Yes, Tremont coffee.
I look
whatever.
blank in the face.
Yeah,
right.
you remember we won a hat and like some coffee and stuff there? We were like the first open mic.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
In Canton, there's Buzzbin and Mugswigs and the Oracle and George's Lounge. There's so many great venues in Canton. And then there's the Outpost and Gyro in Kent. There's just so many venues.
Yeah.
I could just go on and on listing all of them. But yeah, venues, coffee shops. I mean, there's so many great places.
So what are some of your goals for both? Well, we'll stick with yourself personally as a solo musician. What are your goals for 2020?
I'll definitely get out of state. I'm already booking shows out of state, so that's a great head start to it. But getting out of state, taking on the monumental task of booking an entire tour, going out to Colorado, which if I do, I'll definitely be proud of myself because it's always been a dream of mine to play, even if they're just coffee shops, just places out of state, going across the country. That's definitely one of my goals. And then to finish the second album, which I'm really excited about. I had a lot of great guest musicians on the first album, Fiction. Like I said before, Alex Tortorella, Bree J from Land of Panda, Nick Shin from Pistol Whip, and Blake Oakes played bass too on a couple songs. He's from The Intangibles. So many great musicians, and I did drums on them too. So yeah, a lot of great guest musicians. I want to get together with them again and make another album. It's going to be great.
Nice, man. All right, give us the plugs. Give us the dates.
All right, so
and for frame of reference, this will come out on the 30th after your 25th show.
So like you guys said before, February 8th in Beach City at the McAlpine Meadery, Stimpy's Revenge will be playing with Ill Rendition, a band from New Jersey, and Duddy actually will be opening up. He's a DJ who usually DJs for Tropodelic shows, so he's going to be opening up. And then March 7th, I'll have a day at the Matinee in Akron with Brian Lissick and Lauren Brabson.
Nice.
And then April 1st will be my Grog Shop show with Meg in the Magnetosphere, Don Beck, and Michael McFarland in the Messmakers. So that's going to be a great show. I haven't been back to the Grog Shop in a while, so that's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to reel it back here. February 28th, I'll be playing with Maddie Indre at Musica in Akron. That's going to be Brad Savage's birthday party. So Shelby Olive, the Super Babes will be on that as well. And then I'll go all the way out to April 11th. I'll be playing with Ride the Vibe at the Beachland Ballroom. We'll be playing in the Tavern with Joint Operation. They're a band from Maryland, reggae rock. And Duddy will also be on that one again. So I'll be singing a lot of Duddy in the next 2 months here.
Nice. Hey, we appreciate you taking the time to come out and be on the podcast, man.
Oh,
thank you so much.
No, thank you guys.
Yeah, so make sure you guys check him out. His music is awesome. He just gave you like a whole list of dates, so there's no I'm busy. You're not busy all those days, guys.
And you can
my calendar's.
No,
I'm kidding.
You guys can check out the rest of my dates at the Davey Squires Music Facebook page. They're all listed in the events section.
Sweet.
So anyway, thank you again, Davey. I'm glad we got to see you again. Yeah, it's been a while, but I'm
great to see you guys again too.
It's like it's
it's great. It's great. It's great.
He's putting some alien thing on you, dude.
It's
making you slur your words.
It's nice that we got to catch up. Hopefully, we'll come to see a show sometime.
I think you said it. I think you said white. Is he a gray or one of the white aliens?
Tall, thin, white.
Tall, thin, white.
Absolutely.
He is tall. He's like, you're like low key tall. Like you don't look tall, but then you stand up and feel like, God damn.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, but like to 5'8" us, like everything's tall.
That's true. Hey guys, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, this is the Seg-Way.
The best thing to happen to you on a Thursday.
Hey guys, welcome to the Seg-Way.
Do I say the best thing to happen to you?
No, already done.
Because this is not the intro.
You're right.